This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So guys, this is just a quick video that something new for you. In fact, something new for me also earlier because these days I'm learning some basic things in Node.js, and there are some web frameworks are available. You can easily design your own API, right? So today I'm going to show you how can you create your own get API call. Get API, REST API. You can do that, and then simple you can call that API from the server and your local host directly with JavaScript or with Node.js. So it's very simple, very quick. Within 10-15 minutes, you can easily create a basic API. You can check it in your Postman. You can check it in your in your browser and everything. So how to create an API using Node service, okay, and which framework we have to use for that. So you have to write the code in Visual Studio Code, and we will take one example. You must be knowing about that request rest.in. This is a site, right, where you can hit the API and you are getting the user. You can see that single user, multiple user, single user not found, or something like this. You are getting it. So you can create multiple APIs over here, and then we will see how can we create such APIs over here, right? So and then how to design the get API with parameter, without parameter, or something like this. So for that, what you need to do that open your, make sure that okay, node.js is available on your system. It's already installed in your system. So I'm pretty much sure that okay, you guys are using Node. So just check the Node version. I'm using version 12.14.1. You need to install Node on your Mac and Windows machine. So I'm pretty much sure that you guys are aware about it. If it is not there, open your command prompt, check node -v. If it is not there, and you have to download node.js on your laptop. It's very simple. This is just like downloading a software over there. That's it. After that, what you have to do, you have to come to your Visual Studio Code, because we will be writing code in Visual Studio. And what you have to do over here, in that case, simple right click on it and click add folder to workspace. So you have to create a folder over here. Let's say I'll go to documents, and I'll be creating a new folder, and I simply create that sample node service. Again, node service, and click on create and click on add. So one sample node service, a blank folder will be created over here, and this will be my project over here, right? So under this particular project, what you have to do, right click on it and go to terminal, open this folder in terminal, and this will be my node. So obviously what is the first thing we have to do, that the first thing we have to do, we have to initialize the npm package over here. So simple write npm init. Okay, I hope you can see it now. Npm init, and then it will ask you what is the package name, right? So you simple say that okay, nothing, simple press enter. Description, you can write that okay, hey, this is a node service API. Then entry point index.js, yes. Test command, nothing. Get repository right now, nothing. Keywords, nothing. Author is there, Naveen data. License, yes. Is that okay? Yes. Simple. So you see that okay, one package.json will be created over here along with your name, version, description, main index.js, and this is the script, author, license, and everything. You can see it over here, right? Perfect. After that, what you have to do that you have to right click on your project, guys, and you have to create a file over here, and the file name is, see, if you see that this is the main index.js is available. So this is my entry point for my server. So you have to create one index.js. So simple index.js, you have to create I small index.js, J small, like this. Okay. Now in this particular index.js, we will be writing some code over here. But before that, we have to use a framework, and the framework we will be using here, the Express. Express is I would say Node.js web server framework, which is available in the market freely. You can use it. It's open source, and with this particular framework, you can actually design some backend work, API work, and the web application also. You can simple design, and for mobile app automation, mobile services also you can design. So we will be using Express over here, and Express is available in the form of npm package. So we have to install express over here. Simple, right? Npm install express. And if you really go to check over there that npm express, okay, GitHub, you can simply see that, okay, this express.express.js is available, and it's a quite famous framework, express over here. Installation is simple. So I took this particular thing from here, and it's very feature wise. You can see that HTTP APIs you can create, and a lot of things people, actually developers, are using for that. And you can simply start using it, install it, and then it will start the server and everything. You can simply do that on top of node.js as a server. We can use that. And this is a basic thing. So you can see that, okay, app.get API you can create, and you are listening on 3000. So I have taken the similar kind of example from their documentation, and I'll show you how to do this. Now this is done. Now the moment you install this npm install express, you will see that, okay, automatically node modules will be created. So node modules is your node library, so don't delete that. Let it be like this, and then this is your index.js, and then we have package.json, and package lock.json will be created. So don't do anything with these files, let it be like this. And index.js, make sure that, okay, it's written here with main entry. This is called main entry index.js. Now we will be writing our code in JavaScript. Obviously, if you're using Node, you have to write the code in JavaScript only. And then what kind of JavaScript you will be using? So we will be using JavaScript with respect to Express framework we will be using. So simple, I'll import my Express over here. So simple, right? Create one constant, and let's see, Express is equal to simple require. What exactly requires? So I have to import Express library. Okay, so this will be my Express library. So this is the exact thing they have written over here like this, right? Then what we have to do, we just need to copy paste this, and then Express method is there which will return one app object over here like this. Okay, so let me write it like this, and then like this, or you can ignore the semicolon also. Then what you have to do, you have to create let's see, user fake data you have to create, or user data you have to create. So how will you create that? So for that, the same thing in Java, what we do, we do Java objects or POSO we create. Here you can create one user data, and you can fill the information over here. So let's say I'm simple writing that constant, that user info data is equal to like this. I'll be using it like this, and then I'm giving this is my object will be created. I'm giving some information that my first user, let's say ID, is equal to 100, okay, or ID equal to 1, and then I'm giving some other information that, okay, the first name is what? First name is, let's see, Naveen, okay, comma we have to write, and this I'll be writing last name, let's see, K, or last name TETA, okay, and then I'll be writing one more thing, let's see, the phone number. I'm writing 1234, something like this. I'll be writing. Okay, so this is my first user data got created. So likewise, I'll be creating some more data. User number 2. So ID 2, and sorry, not like this. Yeah. Okay. And ID 2. The second user is, let's say, Tom, and the Tom surname is Steve, and the user ID is 1235. Our phone number is 1235, something like this. And I'll be creating one more data, let's see. So 3 users I'm creating this, and the user ID number 3. Let's see, the name is Julia, and Judy Hegg, and 1236. So these 3 guys I have created, Naveen, Tom, and Julia, right? And this array, I mean, this object is getting added over here. So 1, 2, 3, and put it over here like this. Perfect. So this is the data got created. Now after that, what we have to do once the data is done. Let me remove this. 1 second, guys. User data. Am I missing something? User data. This is my first data. This is my second data, and okay, this is done. User info data and put a semicolon is equal to this. Sorry, let me first of all write it like this. This is fine. Okay, and same here over here as well. Single quote we have to write. So this is only first time data that you have to create. What exactly it's saying? Something where exactly it's expecting semicolon is already there. Okay. 1 second, guys. Comma, comma, comma. This 2, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, Julia Higg, and 1, 2, 3, 6. Perfectly fine. Okay, so let it be like this. We will see this error later. Now, what we have to do that, or just let me fix this problem.
This conference will now be recorded.
Uh, Sorry, guys. That's so. I'm sometimes I do silly mistakes. It's constant. So that was a typo over here. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is perfectly fine. So this is the data I have created, right? Now, after that, what you have to do that you have to create the endpoints like this, right? How will you create the endpoints? So create endpoints. I don't know why I've started doing a lot of typo these days. Anyways, then what you have to do, right? App that we have already taken over here from the express method. So with this particular object, with the app object, we have to call number of methods. So app.get method is available, guys, and app.get method says that okay, hey, what are your endpoint URLs? Okay, so you have to give, let's see, my endpoint URL, whatever you want to give. My endpoint URL will be like this. Let's see, go to my API. Under that API, give me all the users like this. Give me all the users, and then you have to create a callback function over here, and then you have to pass two parameters. One parameter is request and another parameter is response, and then starting and ending over here, and starting and ending over here. Let me close the bracket over here, right? And then what you have to do, the response dot JSON that you have to pass, and what kind of data, the data that you have created, user info data, this entire object I'll be passing. So this is a JSON that we have created. It will be converted into a JSON. This entire object will be converted into JSON with the help of JSON, and return a JSON file. That's it. So when I call this particular API with this particular endpoint, I'll be getting what? I'll be getting a JSON from this particular object. So this is, let's see, the first guy I have created. Now second endpoint I'll be creating. So this is my first endpoint. Second endpoint, let's see, on the basis of uh, let's see, I'll create one more that okay, what if you write API and then you write info, some message you want to print. So you simple write response dot send method is there, and in this particular send, you simple write, let's see, welcome to Naveen Automation Labs API learning, whatever message you want to print. So when I call this particular API info, welcome to Naveen Automation Labs API Node API learning, something like this you want to print. You want to give a message when someone is calling this. So this is the second endpoint I have created. Likewise, like just like they have written hello world, like this they can do that, right? Now I want to create an API just like that, where you are passing, let's see, some user over here, right? /2, and then give me the specific data over there, right, for the second user. So in that case, let's see, I'll be creating one more uh, app.get API user. Now I have to pass ID parameter like this, right, guys? User/2 or 3 or something like this. I have to pass the ID, that whatever the ID that you have created, right, over here. So ID as a path parameter I have to do. So path parameter, what you have to do? Slash colon and ID. Like this, you have to use it and request and response. And then what do you want? In this case, what I want that I simply create, let's see, one ID variable with constant ID is equal to request dot, we have this parents dot ID. Okay, we will be using it. It means first you get the ID, and then I simply create one more constant over here, that user is equal to whatever the user info data that you have created dot find method is there. It means what exactly you want to find. Find means I'll create one user and put a lab, okay, arrow function, and then you simply write user dot ID if it is equal to what ID. Okay, like this. So if it is equal to whatever the ID is available, you give it to this and return that particular user and store in this particular user. Okay, and after that, what I have to do after that, guys, we will come over here, and then I simply put one if condition, that if the user is there, then what do you want? It means then you simply write response dot send and you return this particular user. Okay, you simply put this particular request dot send response dot JSON, we have to use it over here, not send, simple JSON, and pass the user. Else, I'll put one else over here. Else, I simply say that okay, if the user is not found or not, or user is null, right? If this particular ID is not matched, let's say I'm passing 4 or 5, but 4 or 5 ID is not available. I have only ID from 1 to 3. In that case, user will be null. It will come inside the else part, and then I simply put a message over here. So to put a message, I'll say send that I simply say that okay, this user is not found. Simple. User is not found or something like this, right? So this is the third API, let's see, I have created over here. Once this is done, what you have to do, you have to add one more thing, guys. This thing they have written in their documentation, that app.listen also you have to write. You have to start the server actually. So start the node server. That code also you have to write. So how will you write it? First of all, you have to create a constant on which port number you want to run. So let's say I want to execute on 3000 port number. Okay, and then you simply write app.listen and simple pass this particular port, and then callback function like this, and you simply write put a console.log and put a message over here. If the server is up and running, you simply say that okay, um, server is started, please call your APIs. Simple, whatever the message you want to write, it's okay, console.log like this. Okay, so how many endpoints we have created? 3 points. One is user, one is API info, and then one user with respect to ID. I'll do one thing, let it cut and then paste it over here. Okay, so when someone is calling this particular API like that, we will be getting this particular message, right? Perfect. Now, after that, nothing. That's it. After that, what we have to do, that we have to start the server. So how will you start the server? For starting the server, what you have to do, that you go to your terminal, this particular terminal. Let me clear the terminal, and one command you have to give. You simply write node index.js. Why node index.js? Because index.js, if you go to my package.json, this is the main entry point for my script. So what if the script you have written, index.js or my.js or myfile.js, this is the entry point. So you have to start the server with index.js, and then you simply run it. And it's saying, you can see that server is started, please call your APIs. The same message that we have written over here. Server is started, please call your APIs, right? Now my server is up and running on which port number? My server is running on 3000. So I'll be coming over here and then I'll start a local host 3000. Okay, sorry, localhost 3000, and I'll be writing API. What is the API info we have to write? API slash info. Can you see that? Welcome to Naveen Automation Labs Node API Learning. Awesome, right? So see, it's running on my localhost. And meanwhile, what I'll do that I'll open my Postman also. So once again, let's open it. Okay, anyways, now what I'm going to do that then we have the second one. We have to pass what? API users. Give me all the users. So I'll be calling API users. So it will convert that particular object that we have created into JSON and it will return. Can you see that? First name Naveen, Tom, Julia. A JSON we are getting over here. You copy this particular JSON, go to JSON validator, and then copy paste over here, paste it, and then validate this particular JSON. It's a valid JSON. This is what we are getting. Awesome. See, we are getting the response, a JSON response from the server, right over here. Then if you pass the specific ID, so how will you pass? So ID is users and slash ID. When passing ID as 1, see, I'm getting only one Naveen. If I'm passing as 2, I'm getting this. If I'm passing as 4, I'm getting this user is not found. Awesome. Awesome, man. I've created an API. Great. See, this user is not found because it's coming inside the else part and the user is found as null over here. And simple is saying the user is not found. The moment I pass, let's see, user number 400, user is not found. Once again, if I'm passing user number 3, 3 is Julia. Right, guys? So this is super awesome, super simple, very simple API that we have created like that. Okay, you can change the port number also. It's up to you, right? Okay, now let's. So this is the user info data. Now I'll do one thing that let's do one thing. Let's come over here and I want to pass this entire data. So many users are there. You copy all these guys, copy this, and come over here and remove this. So now this time I'll just remove all these guys, and yeah. So I'm passing this entire information. You can see that some more information that ID equal to this and all those things. Okay, but I have made some changes. So what you have to do, you have to stop the server, press Control C, and then start the server once again. Then only the changes will be reflected. And then come back to your thing over here. Check all the users, right? You want to check. See, I'm getting the entire JSON over here, and you copy this JSON. It means I'm getting the response from my APIs. Copy this, go to JSON lint, or simple go to Google and simple write JSON lint validator. Come over here, paste it, and validate this particular JSON. See, I'm getting exact same thing. Right, guys? So whatever the request res.in that we were getting, right? Same thing we are getting over here through my APIs. And you can use this particular API in your see this response. You can validate. You can hit now. You can use this particular URL in your Postman, in your Rest Assured HTTP client, in SOAP UI, wherever you want to use it. You have actually created a get user API, right? And if I pass, let's see, give me the user number 2. I'm getting okay. User number 2 is maybe not here. So let me check the code. Okay, because it's available inside the data part. So that's fine. So that's why we have written only with what the user.id we have written, right, guys? It means because it's not directly available inside that. So we have to go to user.data.id. Okay, that you guys can do it. So that is your assignment. You guys do it. You have to write because data it's available inside, ID is available inside the data, not directly. Okay, so that's why maybe the third API is not working. Okay, so likewise, guys, you can simply do that. So I'll do one thing. Let me change it to the previous one, the previous data. Yeah, this one that we have written. Okay, and let me stop the server and start the server once again. Server started, and I'll call this API. Give me the user number 2. I'm getting Tom, like this. Perfect. Now that Postman that I have opened, you open your Postman. We are not passing any header or nothing. It's simple get call, and copy this over here, paste it, and send it. What is the response we are getting? See, ID, first name, last name, phone number. And if you're passing users, I should be able to get all the 3 users. See, a dummy API I have created actually. The sample data it's passing. So what is the advantage of this? There are 2 major advantages. The first advantage is that you can create your own endpoints, your own dummy services, which is running up and running in your local machine, and you can create your end-to-end test cases where let's say some APIs are not available or some third-party APIs are not available. So you can actually create a dummy API, just like we have WireMock and Mockito and some fake APIs we create. So likewise, you can create fake API to integrate with your test cases, so that you can write one end-to-end test cases. So let's see bank APIs which are not available. So you can create one dummy bank API, like the API bank account, which will give you all the bank account details over here, and at least you can check in your code in that case. I mean, check integrate with your test cases. So that will be super simple. That will be the first thing. You are improving your coverage. You are integrating with the fake API to check that, okay, yeah, the ICC Bank API or maybe SDFC Bank API are absolutely working fine or not. The integration is fine or not, because you cannot directly integrate with ICC Bank API. So this is the first use. Second thing is you are actually learning how to create the basic APIs. You are learning JavaScript and Node.js and designing a basic level framework. You can also design that. Later on, you can cover how to use post call and how to pass the parameter, payload, and everything. Right? That is also there. Third thing is that if you're not able to find a good API for your practice point of view, let's say you're working on rest assured and you are not finding any good API to implement, or for practice point of view, you can create your own API and use the same thing in rest assured. Right, guys? Use the same thing in rest assured and you will be getting it. Right? Let me check if I can show you in the in rest assured. So I'll copy this and I'll go to my Eclipse. Let me check. Do I have? Let me close all these guys first of all. I think, anyways. Okay, so that you can check it by your own. I don't know why my Eclipse is. Okay. Okay, I don't want to restart. 1 second. If I can show you in my Eclipse. Okay, I need to restart actually. I installed something in my Eclipse. But anyways, guys, that if you simple execute directly from your rest assured API also, if you really want to do that. So it's very simple, very super simple, guys. Now your next task is that create some complex APIs, pass some data. Okay, create some complex data like this, and pass something like this question mark page equal to 2 also. That also you can implement that. Create number of APIs like that. Question mark page equal to like this also you can simply do that just like this. Okay, read their documentation. There are a lot of examples are available over here in their documentation, website and documentation. They have clearly written so many things over there. In fact, I also took it the same thing from there only. Okay, so their API documentation is written, and then you can simply go to their documentation. A lot of examples are available over here. You can simply check that and start using it. Okay, it's a good learning, guys. You can create your own API in Node.js. Okay, now let me check if I can show you in my Eclipse with rest assured. Okay, so likewise you can simply do that. You One thing you need to remember, guys, the moment you add one more data over here, let's say I'll add one more, the fourth entry over here, right? Let's see, fourth guy, and the fourth one is let's see, Raj, and the last name is, let's see, Singh, and 1 2 3 7. You have to restart. So Control C, and restart your server once again, and your server is up and running, it means now we have 4 users are available. So let me check the 4th user I'm able to fetch or not. Yes, I'm able to fetch. Same thing, you should be able to fetch from the curl commands also. So you just copy this and let me check I'll open my terminal. So there are various ways to call the API guys. I'll open my terminal, and from the terminal you check that okay the curl is working or not. So let me clear the console and simple write curl and this is the API. Can you see that what I'm getting, right? Like this. If you call this API, you get all the users. You are getting all the users over here. You can see Naveen, Tom, Yulia, and Raj. So from the curls also you can simply do that. And if you really want to do, okay, let it be guys, it's installing a lot of things over here. So rest assured part, you can do it by your own later on. Okay, so that's all for this particular video guys. I hope this is something helpful for you. I thought of creating a simple video for you guys so that you can create your own API and you don't need to depend on some other third-party API or some dummy APIs. You can create your own APIs. So that's all for this particular video, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and let me know if you have any issues. Thank you so much, guys.